Our main character Varvatos is an overpowered demon lord, who saved humans from the rule of evil gods. Despite his good intentions, every human is terrified of his unmatched strength, and fears that one day he will mercilessly destroy the world. Because of this reason, Varvatos is fed up with his life. He desires to live a normal life where everyone sees him as an equal person. With the ability to reincarnate himself, 3,000 years into the future he reborn as a nobody in a countryside village. He has two loving parents, who name him Ard. With no responsibility to protect the country, Ard chooses to live a normal life and make some friends. However, because of his strange way of talking, no one wants to become his friend and ends up avoiding him. Whenever he approaches someone, he talks like a demon lord and promises to give half of the world if they become his friends. And because of this, everyone finds him a creep. One day, after getting rejected again, Ard is lying on his bed. Suddenly multiple monsters attack the town. He goes outside and sees his father fighting them. Olhide, the village mayor and Ard's father's best friend, comes worried and tells that her daughter Irina hasn't come back home from the mountain. So without wasting any time, Ard promises to bring her back. He uses his flight skill to quickly get to her. However, on seeing the flight skill, both his father and Olhide are amazed to witness a lost skill. At the mountain, Irina is surrounded by goblins. As she is about to get attacked, just in time Ard comes to her rescue. He mercilessly destroys every goblin. After saving her life, Ard asks Irina to become his friend. She happily agrees. And for the first time in this reincarnated life, someone agreed to become Ard's friend. Several years later, Ard and Irina have grown up. They look more mature and beautiful. Both of them goes the Magic Academy to enroll themselves in further studies. At the academy, the headmaster, Gold, knows about Ard and Irina's story of defeating the goblins and saving the village. For Ard, even a horde of goblins is weak, but for a normal individual defeating such a large number is an achievement. And because of it, the principal allows both of them to enroll by just passing the written exam. After a week, the results of the written exams are out. And both of them pass. When they enter their classroom, everyone surrounds them and asks them to become their friends. They all heard the brave story of defeating the monsters at such a young age. However, some students are not welcoming and hate to see two countryside students getting attention. On the other side of the class, a boy named Spencer hits a girl. He is angry because the girl's family work under his family. And to be in the same class disgusts him. Irina gets angry and stops him. However, Spencer made it clear and warns Irina to mind her business because he can do whatever he wants with his servant. Ard steps in and tells him to apologize to the girl. However, Spencer gets frustrated and tells Ard to have a duel if he has any problem. Ard accepts it. Spencer with his friends laughs knowing Spencer will destroy Ard. Just then Lady Olivia arrives. She was one of the generals of Demon Lord Varvatos. Meaning she used to serve under Ard in his previous life. Ard is scared to see her. And fears she will get mad at him for abandoning his throne. However, she doesn't seem to recognize him in this body. Ard is relieved to know it. Hearing the earlier discussion of the duel, Olivia permits them. Before the fight, everyone in the stands believes Spencer is going to win because of his power and talent for magic. The fight starts. And Spencer is the first one to attack. However, Ard blocks it easily. Spencer keeps on blasting multiple attacks, but to his surprise, they don't deal any damage to Ard. Ard notices Spencer is making up fake names to sound his attacks much more powerful. Ard doesn't like it and tells him to stop insulting the spells he has created by firing these low-level attacks. Ard demonstrates a bit of his power. Witnessing such a great magic power, Spencer gives up. Ginny, the girl from earlier, shows her gratitude for helping her. Olivia, who was watching the entire duel, approaches Ard and asks how did a student manage to activate two spells at once. After listening to it, the students start murmuring and are amazed to see a student having this caliber. Olivia grabs Ard and asks the reason he can use lost skills. Ard worries whether his cover will blow up, but he somehow manages to tackle the question. For the first class, Ard pairs up with Irina and Ginny for the mission to defeat monsters on the first floor of the dungeon. However, Olivia has her eyes on Ard. And this makes him worried all the time. They go inside the dungeon to defeat the monsters. On the way, they encounter many monsters and together defeat them. However, by mistake, they trigger a trap and fall into the last floor of the dungeon. There, they are attacked by the boss. Irina and Ginny are scared. However, even if it's the boss, it's nothing in front of Ard. Ard demonstrates his power and easily defeats it without breaking a sweat. After they exit the dungeon, on seeing the students who just started the academy defeating the last floor's boss, Olivia's suspicion about Ard increases. So the next day, the principal and Olivia decide to make Ard participate in the students' battle. And with Ard's extraordinary strength, the academy can impress the queen and have a chance to acquire funding. Ard doesn't want to participate, but because of a lot of pressure from Olivia, he just couldn't refuse. After school, Ard, Irina, and Ginny go to watch a theater play about Demon Lord Varvatos. However, he is frustrated to see how wrong they have portrayed Lydia, who was one of her generals. After the play is over, they are heading back. But suddenly Ard hears a group of men plotting against the kingdom. They are planning to assassinate the queen and bring someone else onto the throne. Ard plans to tail them to find out more about their plan. On following, they are led to a sewer passage. There, they witness a bunch of men covered in a cloak standing in front of a very large magic circle. However, Ard and others are caught by other cult men who were coming from behind. Without wasting any time, one of them tries to burn Ard, but they are shocked to see Ard is unharmed. Ard knockout everyone expects one person to interrogate him. However, that one guy suddenly transforms into a demon and blasts a hole into the ceiling, and escapes. Ard follows him using his flight skill. Everyone seeing the demon runs for their safety. As the demon was about to escape, Ard attacks him and vaporizes him. Everyone is grateful and thanks Ard. The next day, the queen calls up the three of them to reward them for defeating the demon. Using this as a chance to avoid the student battle, Ard asks her to provide funds for his academy. The queen is impressed to see Ard's unselfish attitude and accepts his request. Along with it, she promotes their ranks and makes them join a special force that serves directly under her. On the other side, there are still some cult members remaining. They are frustrated over the loss. But now they are prepared to reveal their special weapon, which even Ard will be incapable to stop. Consider liking and subscribing this channel if you enjoyed the recap. Have a wonderful day ahead.